Hello everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello Shaso, welcome.
Hello, thank you.
So we'll be starting off in, I guess, a few minutes, 5 maximum, until a few more people join and everyone gets on.
Right. Do you hear my clicking? Is that annoying?
Yeah, a bit, but it's alright. It's not annoying.
Okay.
No worries.
Hi, fans.
Hello. Who's this?
Hi, fans.
Oh, Mars. It's Mars. Hello, Mars.
It's the one and only.
One and
Hello.
only.
So, you guys are here to talk with me tonight?
Yeah, we are interviewing you. Did you prepare
Yeah.
your answers?
Yeah,
Okay,
everything.
great.
I got them in my mind.
OP. Hello, Red John.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello,
RJ.
Red John.
Oh, here's Shaso.
Another big fan.
The one and only RJ.
Long time no see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Are you live now?
Yeah, I
The
think
stream.
I'm live.
Ooh.
Hopefully everyone should be able to see the live, and hopefully everything is working correctly. But if it's not, just let me know.
Ooh, it lags a bit. It's okay.
Does it?
Hi, Neva.
Hello.
Just
Here's my my moderator for today.
assistant.
Assistant, yeah. That's the word.
Lover boys.
I am his minion.
Minion, yeah.
My question is, do I pronounce it Shaso or Shaso?
It's Shaso.
Okay. All right, got it. Thanks. That's all I need.
With sharpest S.
Not exactly, but you tried. It's okay.
All right. Well, my eyes are on the stream chat, so
Yeah, awesome.
ready when you guys are.
I think we'll wait 2 more minutes maybe, just for everyone to get in. Yeah, Rejon,
Yeah.
you were saying something.
Yeah, if anyone have some questions for Shaso or anyone else, just put it down in stream chat, and we will look into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So how this will look like today is first we will just start off with a few basic questions for our guest, and just to learn something more about him, his career in Clash, what he's doing and stuff. And after that we are planning to move on to some replays of the last World Championship qualifier, and look at some of the bases there and look at them from a base building point, and kind of talk a bit about them, how did they defend, why did they defend, and analyze them a bit. And in the end, we will check your guys' questions and see if you want anything else to know. And yeah.
That sounds good.
Nice.
Yeah, and in the end, you guys can have some autographs for me.
Yeah, definitely. In the end, Mars will be giving out his autographs, so.
Yeah.
I would just take 1 more minute and get a bottle of water.
Yeah, definitely. Take your time.
I'll be right back.
Whenever you're ready.
Bottle of water. Such a pussy.
What are you drinking tonight?
Of course, beer.
Beer, okay. Nice.
Just give me 1 minute.
I'm also watching basketball.
Yeah, basketball and Clash of Clans live stream, OP.
And porn.
Yes, you got me there.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, awesome.
Before we start, I need to wash my hands again.
Red John, no name requests, no bad words, please.
Oh, okay. Skrash Giftnerkov.
Okay, so I guess we should be ready to start off. If you're ready, Shaso, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, awesome. So yeah, once again, welcome everyone to our second interview style live stream. This time we'll be talking a bit more about base building. We will firstly get to know a bit more about our guest today, who is Shaso. He's a German player, a base builder, and a streamer himself. He does play for Tribe Gaming and his own 5v5 team, but we will learn a bit more about him later on. After we are done with that, we will move on to some replays from last week's World Championship qualifiers and look at some of the bases from the base building perspective and do a quick just analyze them a bit, like how and why did they defend. And after that, we will check you guys' questions and see if we can answer some of them as well. So yeah, we should get going. So just to start with, just try to tell us a bit more about yourself, like just whatever you want to mention, like how long have you been playing, what are you doing in general in Clash, what's your favorite thing to do, do you stream, do you like anything basically.
Okay. So yeah. Hi, my name is Shaso. I'm playing Clash of Clans for like, I don't know, 6 years or so, around that, 6 or 7 years. Been playing competitive for about 4 or 5 years, and I love base building. I've always been building bases, and I love competitive Clash. I was never happy with just casual stuff. If I play, I want to play it competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I love pizza, and I like sports. That's I think the most important things about me.
Yeah, great. So when did you start building first? Like how long ago?
I remember a base layout that I did for Town Hall 6, and it was absolutely trash. And like I learned my fundamentals on Town Hall 6, I think, and that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, great. So after Town Hall 6, you started building up towards Town Hall 13, I guess, and now you're building mostly 13s, right?
Yeah, I kind of only built 13s. I think my kind of base building career, if you can say that, started on Town Hall 9 when I was playing for Dark Looters Y, and we I think I built around 3 to 4 bases per day, and I was one of the 2 or 3 builders for all the Town Hall 9 bases on DIY. So I had to do a lot there, and I learned a lot. And then I moved to Town Hall 10, and I never stopped building.
Great, that sounds awesome. So you also mentioned you are a streamer yourself. What do you usually stream? Like, feel free to like promote yourself a bit over here to the people.
Oh, yeah. I mostly do base building. So I just when I build the base, anyways, I just sit down and stream a little bit and interact with the chat and see if anybody has an idea for a compartment or if anybody has a question, because it's always good to go over the fundamentals again. And I sometimes forget some stuff, and some if people ask me certain things about base building, you realize them again. So it helps me and hopefully the viewers as well.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, whenever you're building it, it's great to have it live and explain to people like why something like that, like behind the scenes of base building, like your thoughts about everything you built. Yeah,
and it's sometimes I realize that I haven't thought about something, or my thoughts were absolutely trash on something, so it's very good very often. And then I usually give the bases away to the viewers in the end of the stream, and then I get a lot of feedback, and that just helps me a lot.
Yeah, great. So everyone, you heard where you should head to if you want some great bases and to learn something about base building. You should definitely check out him. Yeah, we will link his Discord server and his stream channels in our chat later on. But could you also mention some of your highest achievements as a player and as a base builder as well? I think you qualified for a World Championship qualifier once. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah, I've qualified with Dark Unicorns back in the days on April 2019.
Right.
But we absolutely we got smashed, and it was a little bit embarrassing because we just didn't perform. And so yeah, that's my short career in the World Championship qualifier. But other than that, I've been playing a lot of tournaments. I always wanted to improve, and yeah, we usually get up to the round of 16, round of 8 in the qualifier at the moment, so very close to the top 4. Yeah. And we really tried to get top 4 in the last 2 qualifiers.
Yeah, you guys are doing great. I've been following you for quite a while.
Big fan, Neva.
Big fan, yeah. So is there anything else maybe Red John or someone else would like to ask? Or Fresh Air, like anyone?
I'm good for now. Nothing from the stream chat. If you guys are done, then we can watch some of the World Championships and analyze that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Let's jump into that.
Who's that? Huh?
Who?
Nothing. Nothing. Just ignore.
So you should be able to see another screen on the live right now, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
So let me just find some bases. We should start off with. Let's see. So this was one of the first wars. It was Unicorns of Love versus the Tank, who actually won the whole thing in the end. And we actually liked this base quite a lot, the whole design and how it worked. It was used 2 or 3 times, I think, and it was never tripled. And I can really see Unicorns of Love struggled with this one. They didn't really end up getting a great result on it. So we'll just quickly watch over the replay and just feel free to give your thoughts about the base attack or whatever you want to mention.
Okay, so I mean the base is kind of small actually. The actual base is like tower compartment, scatter compartments, eagle, and the 2 inferno compartments, and the heroes. But the rest is quite interesting. That it's like a lot of anti-wall break walls around the small core, kinda, and the town hall.
Open walls are really annoying these days. I mean, they can always fuck you up your queen charge or Yeti push or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. So this attack in particular didn't really seem as a great plan to me, honestly. It more looked like something they just threw in because they didn't have anything better, I guess. At least it looked that like to me, I don't know. But yeah, the whole dragon raid ended up going on the outside and not even close getting to the eagle and the scatter shot backhand. So yeah. Is there anything else you would like to emphasize on this base, like its strong side or something?
I mean, these kind of bases usually defend really good unless you manage to funnel. That's the whole thing. Like this base is all set up to mess up your funnel, because if you get in the core once, it's like you
done.
can barely defend that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what I really like is actually that style with the CC, and that every building is kind of 3 tiles away.
Mm-hmm.
So you can zap. You could zap a scatter shot. You could zap an inferno, but it just doesn't look rewarding because you're so close to something else. You can like. I'm pretty sure it is actually worth it to zap Scattershot and CC, but it just doesn't look like.
Yeah.
And the really good thing is that if you zap, you don't create a lot of
betting.
Yeah,
exactly. You could zap a Scattershot, but you really aren't getting anything else in addition. So yeah, it was really well set up and baited actually in a way for someone who maybe could do it. I don't know.
I mean, what I really like is that I think they have thought about a lot of stuff on this base. So when I look at the base and think about Zap Lalo, for example, so if I try to zap the CC and the scatter, that's the obvious
target
thing. Mm-hmm. Then you can either go for the Town Hall, but then you have 2 heroes back end and the Eagle, what you don't like. Yeah. Or you go for the Eagle, and then you get maximum 1 other hero, but you have to get through the King as well.
Yeah.
So it's like the King is protecting a lot of stuff. Yeah. And
you can see a full Tesla farm on the back end together with a multi-inferno, so that's really a pain for everything, basically, yeah.
That would mess up my Sui, by the way.
As well,
yeah. So moving on to the second base. It was a relatively similar style. It's a symmetrical style, but this time from 11 original. I think these kind of symmetrical bases seem to work the best. I think these days they really defend quite well, as far as I can see. What do you say?
I think the space, it's hard to tell, but the space might look stronger than it actually is. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, if you, like, it doesn't matter which entries work, it always only matters which entries you would try. So if you never try an entry that would work, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, so in this case, you see two ground bows exactly next to the CC. Mm-hmm. But other than these 2 ground bows, there are only only 2 scatter shots guarding the Town Hall. Mm-hmm. So I think if you come in with a strong Sui and you manage to funnel this, and you can zap the 2 scatter shots, the 2 expos, you might have a huge value. But what makes this base very strong is it's very difficult to calculate how much you need. This could be an attack where you take 2 ice golems and the last scatter shot would stand with like no HP, and that would completely mess you up.
But, exactly. It's hard to predict what exactly your Sui would get, because there's so many things up there, and it's, as you said, it's really hard to funnel things inside. Yeah. And even if you get this upper side near Town Hall with the Sui, you still leave up a lot for, let's say, a Lalo backhand, or any backhand for that matter. You leave like 2 sweepers, 2 heroes down there together with an Eagle. So yeah.
Especially these 2 sweepers will be annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if you selected a base where you can zap a sweeper, but if you do, I'm very curious what you think, because then I have something to say. I'm very curious
definitely.
What you think actually.
We'll see. I'm sure that there will be at least few of them with a zappable sweeper.
What do you think? Why attacker didn't choose to use Zap and the whole attack on this base, since the CC and the 2x bow and bomb towers would be zapped?
Sorry.
So he's asking why. As you can see, you could potentially zap like CC 2x bows and get both of the bomb towers, right?
I think you can't. I think bomb towers need 3 zaps, but I'm not sure. I think we tried that out yesterday, but I'm not exactly sure.
It is 3 zaps.
3 zaps, yeah. So you can actually just Wait,
One.
Wait, you can do 3, 3, 2. Okay, you can't actually get it. You can go 3 zaps on each bomb tower and expo, and then 2 between the expos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
So you can get, let's say you get that area and then you sui for
Or like 1 between the expos. Sorry, yeah.
yeah, let's say you get that area and then you sui for town hall and 2 of the
Both
scatter
yeah.
shots, yeah, and then do a hog backhand or something like that. He's asking like why what do you think why the attacker didn't
Choose
Yeah,
that because it's
yeah.
obvious, because you have a pretty nice funnel, nice failure from Sui, and
Yeah.
looks pretty, you know.
But the thing is, like, how much do you have to invest in your Sui? Because you expect the Tesla farm there, but the Tesla farm makes a huge difference on that spot. If it's there, you need a lot more. If it's not there, you're swagging a lot of troops.
Yeah.
So that's difficult.
Yeah, that's correct, but I think actually no, you cannot blink it, sorry.
I'm pretty sure. I think it would work. I mean, the funnel is difficult to set up for the town hall, but I'm pretty sure there are ways. Like from the, I'm not sure you can't reach the town hall from the air defense compartment, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Might be possible to do a little bit different, or like strange Sui with something else, or maybe you can force the king in there to get the town hall. Then you don't get both scatter shots. It's actually not that easy. You need a lot of troops to funnel. I think that's the difficult part.
Yeah, but you don't need to funnel. You can use wall breaker, for example, and just send in towards the town hall, because there is no damage around that after the Sui heroes. If you know what I mean.
Do you mean wall breaker?
Yeah, wall
yeah.
breaker. Yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, that would work as well.
Sui first and then a wall breaker for town hall, because there is no DPS around town hall after Sui and Zeps.
The problem is you have 2 heroes, like you have Queen and Royal Champ combined with Warden and Eagle very far on the back end.
Yeah,
so you would have
the main issue, but
yeah, actually, I think it would work. I still think it would work. And actually, one thing that I just realized that I really don't like in the current meta is have the town hall right next to a wall. I think you should always have, like in most of the cases, you have to have 1 tile space at least towards the walls to place small bombs.
Small bombs, yeah.
Yeah, like in a Lalo meter where you can actually send a blimp to the town hall with Super Gops and the Lava Hound, you can actually not do that. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure Lalo would work as well. You don't even have to sui the town hall in this case. You could just maybe, because there cannot be a single trap in the compartment behind the town hall.
Yeah, exactly. So for those who didn't know, small bombs these days are mostly used around the town hall to kill the super goblins which come out of a blimp. Let's say you do a Lalo and you do a Hound and 5 super goblins inside, and if you have like a town hall right next to a wall, that really just gives information to the attacker that there's no way you can have a small bomb on this side, and they can just easily Lalo from that side and send a blimp from the bottom side, and they have no doubts the town hall will go down. So yeah.
So
yeah, you wanted to say?
No. I want to say that I think that's it.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on the third one.
By the way, your stream is lagging.
Is it
quite a bit? Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Someone in chat wrote that, and I'll start. Now it started lagging for me as well.
Okay.
But it's watchable.
I could lower the quality, I guess, but I don't know if that will help.
You could.
What?
You could, yeah.
Is this hit going to be a triple?
No.
No. We pick all bases with defense, so actually we have 1 base which is tripled.
Yeah, I think we have 1, maybe. So yeah, this is another one from 11 Original, and it's from Burak. He's a guy who's also building together with us. So yeah, we'll quickly go through the hit and see what messed up the attacker mostly, and why exactly the hit didn't triple. Like what was his idea behind the plan, and why it didn't work out.
Nasty Tesla farm.
Yeah,
that's exactly on the right place. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he didn't plan to add a king there because he dropped a Yeti, and the Tesla farm really surprised him. So you can see he used a wall breaker there. I guess he wanted queen to go towards this side, but she ended up not just ignoring it and going for the town hall through the open section. Yeah. And I think from this point it's just mostly adapting to what happened.
Yeah, his attention was probably hybrid from 2 o'clock and BK and Siege from 3 o'clock towards 6. But his queen didn't go the right ways, and after that it's rip.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Tesla farm OP and open wall around town hall OP. That's his conclusion for the base.
Yeah,
I think the initial plan is not good.
Yeah, that's true also. But I think it actually could work if it's correctly.
If he executes it well.
If he executes correctly, yeah. But it's not on an OP plan.
The problem is if you do the hybrid straight into the town hall, you have 2 scatter shots back end, you have the eagle back end. I mean, your queen could actually go there and maybe get rid of the eagle, but then you would have to delay your hybrid a lot, and the inferno is always on the queen. So to be honest, I don't know. Like, okay, that sounds a little bit mean, but that plan is dog shit in my opinion. That it never works.
So what is interesting is that he had 2 wall breakers with him. So I think his plan.
Oh, he had 2.
Yeah,
okay,
he had 2. So
can I take it back?
Yeah. So his plan could have been
to get
like
the eagle and scatter,
break these 2 walls and get inside. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry, the chat was actually overlapping the bar. I thought because he just did 1 wall break, I thought he just brought 1.
Yeah, he had 2 actually. Yeah, but just his queen just ended up going on the other side. So let's say this wall over here was closed. Would queen still wander around or potentially jump in backside? Yeah, she would go for the storage, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because of rule of 3. If she can aim the 3 closest buildings in next compartment, she will always go for that. If you know what I'm saying, it's a little bit complex, that rule of 3.
Hey John, you lagging to me.
I think it's fine. People are getting the general gist of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I actually really like about the space is the outside wall on 12 o'clock.
On 12 o'clock, yeah.
Because like if you have a look on it, you can see that the end of the wall is exactly in the middle of 3 buildings of the Elephants, Wizard Tower, and Royal Champion. And the queen will always, like, if she goes to the Wizard Tower, the first thing is it's really, really difficult to tell where she goes, because it's like you cannot funnel anywhere there. It's like you would have to funnel the elixir storage to make sure she goes to the bottom side.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can, like, maybe some people can tell where the queen goes, but it's very difficult because the queen behaves differently, and she sometimes takes different angles on a building, and I think that's RNG. So that's not what you like as an attacker. And in this case, the right champion drags the queen closer to the right side, so you could actually expect that. But who thinks about that? Like, I would never
just too much.
I would never do that. I would never try to let the queen walk to the town hall from that angle without funneling the elixir storage.
Yeah. So also one thing he could have done better is just dropping his healers at a better angle, because as you can see this air defense here, it will pretty much shoot your healers unless you drop them at a correct angle, like around here, let's say. So that is exactly what happened over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, his queen jumped in and healer just got in range. Yeah.
I mean, the base is like if I just try to see where you should actually queen charge if you want to queen charge.
Yeah.
The thing is, the bottom side, the four expos are just a lot of damage.
Yeah,
so
it's impossible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's impossible. The thing is, what you could do is you could zap Inferno and to expos, but then it doesn't matter where you charge, you'd never get at least one scattershot and the town hall.
Yeah.
And that's something that's really good.
Yeah.
And you cannot even go for the scattershot charge because that's protected with a lot of walls.
Yeah.
So, like, you can clearly see where he just doesn't want you to charge, and that's that's like 8 o'clock, that's 11 o'clock, and that's 6 o'clock. So you can only charge from 12 to 3.
Yeah.
And you don't get any value of that. You don't get any, and it's just very difficult. So you kind of have to, if you want to attack this with a charge, I think you have to figure a way out how you can charge at the bottom side somewhere.
Yeah.
And if he expects that, he could just place all the black mines there.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to charge from, let's say, 8 o'clock, since there's a sweeper pointing there, and I don't know. It feels like, at least to me, it's pretty hard to get queen inside on this base, because I think he used like this builder hut on purpose there, like on the middle, because you would probably wall break there, right? And like a small squishy building, which will go down like really fast. We'll just leave nothing there for queen to move inside. You know, she will just some other buildings on other sides will drag her away. Let's say arch tower here or gold storages around here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually one thing that I noticed that I don't like about this base.
Yeah.
And that's the cannon on 7 and 5 o'clock, because he has a building right next to it, so you can, and at 1 o'clock, so you can just get it with loons.
Yeah.
So you can 10 troops for a funnel is actually pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. So one thing, when you guys are building bases or just having one, if you notice you have any kind of defense, just right next to a trash building, just like here, let's say, or here at 1 o'clock, you can basically use 2 loons, and the splash damage from loons would get the barrack as well, which is a great value for
funnel,
yeah, for only 2 loons spent.
But it's okay if you have gold storage, for example, because gold storage have more HP than defenses, so the gold storage will stay, so that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sometimes I think, for example, at 5 o'clock it's okay, because otherwise you could have a nice E-drag bounce onto the air defense.
You have what? Sorry.
E-drag bounce.
Oh, E-drag bounce. Yeah.
It's not that meta anymore, but I think in some E-drag hits there are nice chain values, and I think maybe Burak wanted to avoid.
Yeah, good point. Probably, yeah.
You can see how this air defense here, it's like every building next to it, it's far away by 2 tiles. Yeah, so it can get chained. Like from every single angle you look at, it's 2 tiles away at least. So yeah, that's definitely a good thing to do.
And another thing about that 5 o'clock cannon is that if you place loons, I just thought about how many do you actually need, because there's
air defense here,
and arch tower. So you would have to invest at least 3. So let's say there's 1 black mine, you need 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's say there's 2 red mines, then you need 6.
yeah.
And then you could invest an E-drag to funnel as well. So
yeah,
I guess that's not too bad on that side.
Yeah.
May I bring something up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
I think it's important to note that if someone stacks expos like that, and you try to queen charge the other side, even if the queen doesn't get a lot of buildings, the spell investment is still really low. So you can have like an extra rage or two for the hybrid, which is really important, and it can still OP the rest of it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends, I think, because for example against the BK or a single IT, you might need a rage too.
Yeah, but
I also have some questions from the stream chat if you guys are ready.
Yeah, definitely. If they are like in regards to the base or something, we can answer them. But like most of them, we will handle at the end of the stream. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, nothing about this one specifically, but
Yeah.
at
Okay.
the end is good.
Yeah. Yeah. So we also chose this one because honestly, like to every one of us, it was a really interesting design. Like whoever built this had some great idea. Honestly, like the base. Pretty much. What do you think? Like just at first glance, like what do you think when you look at it?
my first thought, was you can zap 2 expos and air defense. But you can actually not do that because if you drop the quake, you just get one.
Down.
Yeah, you have to decide for 1 expo. But
Yeah.
I have to see the rest basically.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, all good. Okay. Oh, okay. So like, okay, around the eagle is not much damage. That's something I know as well, and that's actually very interesting. He has like everything to defend against backend troops like Lalo, Hogs, or whatever in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever get like somehow a queen charge in the middle, this base is rip, but you will never get there.
Yeah.
So it's like high risk, high reward in case of base building. I really like that. I think that's
3-star or 1-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, on this base, I don't like the CC placement. Since if you throw the queen from the 6 o'clock, you can lower the CC with 1 and kill the whole CC with just the poison without using the rage, which is kinda sucks a bit.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
the bows on the air and no DPS at the queen.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he did here.
Yeah.
Okay, he had to
Yeah.
invest a freeze because of the Infernal
Yeah.
Drag, but yeah.
And I mean, in this situation, you need to have a lot of damage on the queen at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment while she's dealing with CC, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but after that, I don't see the good follow-up. I mean, not sure what could you do after this 6 o'clock charge.
Yeah, so he got pretty decent value from the charge and the blimp, and decided to follow up with the hybrid, but we'll see what will happen right after.
It's still too much for hybrid, especially because this middle scatter.
Yeah, so as you can see, like this core scatter shot, there are a lot of dead zones around it, so it basically makes every single troop you drop, mostly, just to go around it, and nothing really paths to the scatter shot to get it, and that's really devastating.
Why does he have a Tesla in there?
Yeah, he actually had two of them, but I guess those are
maybe
some
for
good spring spots. Yeah.
Yeah, for good spring spots.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. Oh, it's actually one. I thought there were two. Sorry. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I feel like if you ever get hybrid in there, it doesn't matter if you have springs or not. If the hybrid gets in the scatter shot, the base is rip.
Yeah, probably.
So
but
I don't think.
But it's almost impossible to.
That's why it's not like, why does he have a Tesla there? Because like, if you do that, if you never get something in, the Tesla is just helping troops to get in, and like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, but on
this kind of base is always annoying to attack, just because you need to figure out how your troops will deal with the core, which is really hard to reach. So in the one hit format, it's always you just need to figure out how I will solve these problems with the core.
That's a big problem, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much hard to funnel anything inside the core, and the core is like stacked with splash damage. It was like 2 scatter shots and multi-inferno, so yeah. Anything else you would like to add over here?
To be honest, I have no idea how to attack this base.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Yeah, I get scared when I see it.
I mean, okay, if I like at the moment I do a lot of Zap Lalo.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would force Zap Lalo on this base, I think what would work, the only thing that I think would work is Zap Multi Inferno and Scattershot.
Which one? Top one or
the top? The top one, the top Scattershot.
Yeah.
Then do
That's why
3.
the Teslas are there.
I think it's not a problem though, because you can still do Sui for the Eagle, and then you can start a slow Lalo with your Royal Champion from 9:30 to get rid of the Queen and the single target Inferno, and then go heavy from the bottom side with Blimp at the right side or like with a Slammer to push everything into the Scattershot after the Town Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very, very difficult Lalo because you have to that needs a lot of timing, and that's like really tough. And I have been looking at it for a long time. You don't get the CC, by the way. You have to zap the head hunters from the CC, but you only need 5 zaps for the Inferno. So
yeah,
it's very difficult. But I think that one would work.
Yeah, and you still have a sweeper fighting against you, so yeah.
Yeah, that would be annoying, but
yeah.
Maybe even blimp the Town Hall with Super Gobs and then just hope that something goes in the middle. Maybe the group from 9 o'clock could be funneled into the Scattershot. So it's very complicated, and the base is definitely very good.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my base.
What?
That's my base.
Oh, this is your base. Okay, great.
Oh, okay. I have one thing that I don't like.
This base sucks.
Oh,
okay.
thank you.
So since this is Mark's base, so we'll just leave him. We'll give him a minute to talk about his process of building his base, like what went through his head while he was building it, and just anything you want to mention about it. Explain to the viewers.
Yeah, so when I look at it now, I think Zap for the core looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I built it weeks ago. And at this time, Zap Masshawk wasn't like a big thing. But yeah, at least the enemy didn't try it. But at this base, we thought Queen Charge from 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock is pretty obvious because you get the Eagle and a nice hybrid pathing for the Town Hall.
Yeah.
So we tried to make that one really hard, and I think it went through really bad. So we thought that this base is nice, and we liked the Tesla farm at 9 o'clock because I think it messed up the funnel for. I think we used it 2 or 3 times. Yeah, or Ranks Gaming used it 2 or 3 times.
And both times Tesla farm fucked up the whole pack.
Yeah,
and that's why we thought this Tesla farm could be really OP.
Yeah,
and I think in the end it paid off. Yeah,
this is exactly why we chose the base, because you can clearly see his intention here. He wanted the Warden to clear the 8 o'clock side. And he dropped something at 11, so he wanted to force everything in at 10, but he did leave some of the Teslas up, which he didn't expect there, and he already started dropping the Eddies, and they didn't go down in the end, and they just ruined his funnel. Everything like went away outside.
Yeah, I think at the other hit it was the same with the Tesla farm.
Yeah.
And I think everything went outside too.
Is that something you guys tested on it before using it?
Not exactly this
way,
Smash, but we tested a few other hits where the Tesla farm was pretty OP at this at this point. So we thought, it's a nice one.
Nice one, yeah. Okay, so Shaso wanted to point out something he didn't like about the base, so I would just leave him to say what he wanted. Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, you should never have a sweeper next to the CC at the moment. Like, I don't want to say never, but very, very, very rare. Because if you zap, you create pathing. If you do a Sui, you create pathing. But in my opinion, the sweeper is kind of pathing, because the sweeper can kind of change the pathing of loons. That's the only real crowd control we have in Clash of Clans besides the tornado trap.
Yeah.
And I think pathing is just very, very, very important, because you can already get so much with your heroes and the zaps. You already create big zones where you can that you can get rid of. For example, on this base, I would do a zap for two scatter shots, the warden and the sweeper, and then I could do a Sui. I would even go for double layer from 11 o'clock. I would do a very, very heavy Sui, 2 ice golems at least, maybe 3, and go with the Royal Champion, maybe 2 ice golems for the King Queen Sui, and you could even just break at the air defense and do the Royal Champion at 10 o'clock for the scatter shot.
Yeah, so you will get like both scatters and Queen and CC, and that will really like leave the base pretty much dead.
And you can have a blimp on the town hall with super gobs.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is like, wet dream for Zap Lalo.
Yeah.
So I would expect to be. I would even sacrifice my king a little bit. Maybe from I would start the king from the army camp, because I think this. I probably would think this is baited. But or maybe at the mortar to get rid of a Tesla, of a potential Tesla there. But I think if there's nothing, the king will just walk up. Not sure from the gold mine if you will go to the bottom side, but I think you will go up to the next cannon, and then you could just wall break at the air defense.
Yeah.
Or maybe at the wizard tower, so the queen can clean the archer tower.
Yeah.
And you get the queen, even if you don't get the second scatter shot, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
So you mentioned that you would like never, like not never, but rarely place a sweeper next to CC. So in which cases you would leave a sweeper near to CC? Like when would you consider leaving it there?
If you don't have any scatter shot or expo next to the CC, so you cannot just do 5-2. And if you have another sweeper that is really, really well placed, or you bait, or if you bait an entry, okay, then you can do everything. Then you can do everything wrong and hope that the attacker falls for it, and that you trap the shit out of it. That's when I would do sweeper next to CC.
Yeah, great answer. So now that you mentioned like baiting Zap Lalo, there's one interesting thing we talked about today and yesterday. Like, in your opinion, is it possible to bait a Zap Lalo? Because even if you like Zap, CC, or anything else around it, in my opinion, there's like so many approaches you could take at a base. After that, like, you could Sui basically anywhere and start Lalo from anywhere, and I think it's really hard to defend every single one of these cases, right? So
yeah,
what are your thoughts behind baiting Zap Lalo?
There's one base, I'm not sure if you'll see that later, where they are baiting Euronics to a Zap Sui. And that one works really, really well. I think it's very important. If you want to bait, I think it's important that you know your opponent. If you know your opponent, then you can do that. If you don't know your opponent, I would not bait a Zap Lalo or anything, because not many clans are actually doing Zap Lalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think we used that base, or Euronics Gaming used that base against Town Hall Legend and RTK. So we knew they do a lot of hybrid and DD Smash, but we knew they use Lalo rarely, so we thought we will use this base against those clans because we thought that this base was good against ground. But yeah, as you mentioned, the Lalo sounds really good on this base, so we thought we wouldn't use it against Vatang, for example. And yeah, that was the reason behind this base.
Yeah, that's some great strategizing over there against some opponents.
And I think that's exactly the way to go.
Yeah.
That's like in this case, you did everything right. Yeah. I mean, in best case scenario, you kind of bait the opponent in a strategy that he's not comfortable with. I mean, imagine you don't do Zap Lalo and you think you see the Zap value and you think like it has to work. And if you do a strategy that you're not comfortable with, I think it's better to do a bad plan when you're comfortable with the strategy than doing a good plan with a strategy you're not comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, if you know what your opponents are doing, then the base can be like this base can be very, very strong. As we saw, like 2 defenses. That's
pretty great.
Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, that's my base too.
Yeah, so moving on to the next one, it's from Euronix Gaming as well, and another build from ours. Anything you want to say about this one?
Another sweeper next to the CC.
Yeah.
With 2 experts.
Yeah, but I think in this case we tested almost every Zap, CC, and Expo strategies, and we thought that single IT at 12 o'clock is pretty annoying for any queen charges you could do after the Zaps, or and we thought you would just Sui at the bottom side. So, and that's why we baited a blimp into the 12 o'clock IT and thought it's fine with the Zaps, with that Zap value on the CC, and that's why I think it's okay in this case.
I think you don't respect the blimp with a hound enough, because that's a big problem in this base again. You don't have to Sui the town hall. You can Sui somewhere. We could do the Sui where he just entered the base. You could just start with, I mean, okay, the problem is the eagle, but I think if you do a Sui at 10 o'clock and you start with, you could just Sui your Royal Champion in the single Inferno Tower, even if it doesn't fall. Invest 4 loons there, send the blimp right after the loons to the town hall, get rid of the town hall, start your Lalo from the bottom side, and you have really good pathing.
Yeah.
Because in this case, you're the scatter shot and the eagle, the most, like from when you look at the bottom side, these 2 buildings are kind of the most or the strongest buildings against Lalo, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So, and these are very close to each other. So that's, I think the Lalo from the right hand side would be very strong.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure, to be honest. Like the sweeper next to the eagle is very good. The left one.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be that might still defend, but not sure, to be honest. But other than that, the base looks really good, to be honest. I mean, I really like the Inferno compartments because they are like 2 directions from the core. The core is eagle compartment, and like you have in every direction, you have something important that you cannot reach. You have the Infernos at the bottom side, you have the Scattershot at 11 o'clock, we have the Town Hall at 1 o'clock, and another Inferno at 11 o'clock, at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's very close to the core, but you cannot reach it from there.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about the space.
Yeah. Definitely. So they did a Yeti Smash entry over here, and everything really died out pretty early. Not exactly like he planned it, I can say. Is this something you guys tested on the base earlier?
Yeah, we tested this Yeti Smash, and I think we used it against Latang too, and they failed because their Sui went bad, and we tested the Sui they did too, and I think we never got the value you expected, and that's why we used it that base against Latang too, and yeah, at the end it was a good decision, I think.
Yeah.
Where did they Sui?
They tried to see Eagle, Scatter, and IT and Queen from 4 o'clock, but yeah, they messed up the funnel, and King and Queen went outside. So
It's very ambitious,
at the-
Sui.
yeah.
I would not want to attack with a front end kinda or opener at the 6 o'clock side. I really like these compartments, like the Archer Tower, Wizard Tower compartments, because they are just barely guarding the Infernos. They're like on the very edge of the Queen range, so the Queen can never get the Infernos. You always have to break in once, and that's what I really like about this one. So the Eagle was well protected, but yeah.
Yeah. So here's another one. Is this another one of your builds, Mars, or?
No. This was a build from Eric.
Okay, this is
I
from
think
Eric.
he's not here today.
Yeah, he's not here today, sadly, but this is one of the bases where they got the 1-star on. So yeah, interesting thing is that they left a walkable single Inferno at 6, which I think you guys wanted to bait it or something, because they really they did it, and I don't see it worked well for them. They didn't get much out of it.
So I think Eric did that walkable single because he placed the BK and 2 ground skellies in front of it. So a Queen charge would need like a few freezes, because Queen would go for the skellies and the BK first. So I think in this case the walkable single is okay, and yeah, I think it's good to protect the Eagle.
I think you can have walkable Infernos, walkable single Infernos, not walkable multis, or very, very, very rarely walkable multis.
Yeah.
I really don't want to say never, because I have seen weird bases that just work out, and that's, I mean, if there's a mastermind behind that, you can do everything. But I mean, that's a very common setup actually. The dead zone behind the town hall that is just guarding the town hall. Then you have the 2 sweepers. I think that looks a little bit like the base from Boom, from Alternate Attacks. Sweepers pointing in the 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock direction. There's not a multi inferno, but a scatter shot, which does nearly the same. What I don't like is that the scatter shots are very next to the air defenses. It would be okay if you would come in from the right side, but I think if you do Lalo, you would come in from the bottom side, because sweepers. Because if you just a very small detail that many people don't know. If you come in from let's say you come in from the 2 o'clock side with a Lalo, the Hound will be in range of the scatter shot, in the close range where the scatter shot does not attack, while the Hound is on the air defense. So in this case, the scatter shot can still hit the loons if you're not quick enough. So I like that thing.
Yeah. So what do you think about this base? What exactly on the base didn't actually ruined his attack? Like why didn't it go through his plan like he wanted it to go? So he did the charge from 6 to 9 and hybrid from 4 or 5, but that is a really wide entry for a hybrid, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he was planning there, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. Where did he use his blimp actually? Did he use his blimp at 7 or like 8?
The blimp was like at 8 o'clock to get potentially get the scatter, right? Yeah.
I think he wanted to get the
scatter.
So he just left a too wide entry for a hybrid. As you can see here, like all the way from 3 to 5. That's just too much to cover with even your warden ability or a heal or anything basically.
Yeah, and that
problem.
That zone around the town hall from this side is really annoying, because I'm not sure what was he thinking to hit from this angle, because everything will pet around for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. So here's another interesting design.
I just had this one in Legends League. That's why I'm.
Yeah, it already got copied. Yeah, so few interesting things here is a very unusual layout. Okay, again, 4 X-bows stacked on pretty much one side, like they did on another base, and I don't know. I think the sweepers aren't really covering a lot on this base. Like they are covering 2 Infernals, but not really much other than that.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
I mean, he used it sweepers only for blimps.
For blimps, yeah.
Nothing else, yeah.
I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Like, I don't know where the sweepers actually point. They point straight towards 6 and 12.
6 and 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because two things. First thing is this base reminds me of a Team Kesso base from the TH13 Cup, which Tribe Gaming won. I don't know if you remember that from January, and this base was
hit with Queen Shot Hybrid.
I'm not sure. Wasn't that the base that was that Queen Shot Hybrid? I don't remember how they attacked it, but I just remember the base.
I think if I'm thinking right, the town hall was on the 6 o'clock side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Lex hit that base with Queen Charge Hybrid, yeah.
Okay. And the second thing is, like, I just had this base in Legends League, so I know what my thought process was. I had Queen Charge Lalo, and there's like the sweepers were really annoying to charge into because I wanted to enter there. I did actually. I time failed this in the end because whatever. I did first layer break at 6 o'clock at the Inferno Tower, then another one in the Scattershot compartment, and then did another one in the next single Inferno compartment, and then did a Lalo for the Town Hall. The backend Scattershot was very annoying. My queen died there, but I still had the Royal Champion, and that's how I wanted to clean it up, but just didn't. It wasn't enough. But what I just noticed is the setup of CC Inferno and the 2 Scattershots. And there's a base from RJ that I know. He did something similar with the Multi Inferno, and the same, like, Multi Inferno with the CC. Then a little bit space and 1 Scattershot on each side. And 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock Inferno compartment and Town Hall on 3. That's exactly something I remember. I don't know, RJ, I don't know if you remember the base. It's the one...
I think I know, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say who has the base, but...
CG.
Yeah. He has the, exactly, the base.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very, very good setup.
I like that as well.
Yeah.
And
that's
really
meta
annoying,
at the moment. That's exactly meta.
Yeah, so that's probably exactly what ruined this attack, because I can see what he was thinking behind it. Like, sweepers aren't pointing in his direction where he wants to enter, and the entry was pretty good, but once he got close to the CC coming out late and the 2 scatter shots targeting him, everything kind of fell apart right there. Yeah. So that's a strong side of the base. Yeah, sure.
So what I really like at this base is that almost every important building is spread out. Like you have
exactly.
Like in a single compartment for every important defense, and I think it's pretty hard to charge the Town Hall. So I think this base can be good against Queen Chargers because there is not much value at the close space, so everything is really spread out, and that's what I really
agree
like.
with that.
Yeah, so if you had to choose like some of the most important defenses on Town Hall 13, that would probably be 3 Infernos, 2 Scatter Shots, Eagle, and the Town Hall. As you can see, like, each one of them has a separate compartment. So, like Mars said, wherever you charge, you probably won't get a lot of the key structures, which ends up
It's really annoying.
Yeah, it ends up leaving a lot for you in the back end. Yeah, pretty good base.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do a few more. I think we are over an hour now, so let's just yeah.
Let's be fast now.
Yeah, we'll do two more maybe, 2 or 3 more, and then answer some questions and yeah. Let's see. Okay, so this was a pretty interesting one. We chose this one just because of his blimp bait, so this was pretty OP.
Yeah.
That's so mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so mean.
It's like, okay, I do a Cocolute. Oh, I got the black one. Nice. And then there's like, yeah.
So why he did it? Why he did this on? You may ask why he did this on like this side, on the 4 o'clock side, rather than on the 11 o'clock side. But you can see his sweepers, like the top side sweeper is pointing at 11, so that you can't really choose this side over this one because of the sweeper. And if you choose this one, just because of that, he plays the tornado here, which
was really OP. Yeah.
was really OP. Yeah.
But to be honest, he could expect that it's gonna be baited.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again,
Honestly, it was a pretty obvious
nice.
bait. If he
Yeah.
dropped a few more loons, it would work. But yeah, a pretty good thing to do as well.
He
Yeah.
should have just entered from the other side. Even though there's a sweeper, that would not be a problem, I think.
yeah, that's true.
But that's like that's the mind games you need for defending. And I mean, the bottom side is always like many attackers prefer the bottom right side over the top left side, just because of the finger placement and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do it something from the top left, you always your hand is covering what you're doing.
Yeah.
Covering the screen.
You can see it. Yeah, right.
So
That's something good to know.
Yeah. So base building really gets complex sometimes when you have to think about
This kind of details.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, what I really like about this base is this multi Inferno Tower in the middle, surrounded by dead zones. I mean, if you're not getting this multi with Queen Charge or Sui or anything, and if you're doing a lull after that, it's really pain in the ass to get this multi down because everything will pet around.
Yeah.
So these multi compartments in core are one of the meta right now, and works really well on most of the bases.
The storages will delay a lot of hybrid troops, or Yeti Smash troops, like we see. Bolas are still on the storages while the Yetis are already there.
Yeah.
So,
that's also a good point.
So a good point to remember on this base is a core multi-inferno surrounded by storages, which slows down hybrids and Yeti smashes a lot. And even if you do air attack, it's slowing out dragons. Or if you do a Lalo, a core multi-inferno is pretty annoying as well, and you don't really have a clear pathing to it from this side because there are storages here. I guess it could path from the expo, maybe, but yeah, it's really not that easy.
I think bats would have worked though.
Bats,
like the multi-target Inferno is annoying to bats. If you get a Yeti Smash in there to tank the multi-target Inferno, I think bats would work because there's just one wizard at the back end. But I don't know. You need to get the multi-Inferno.
Yeah, I know it gets pretty easy for us to say, but when you're in this kind of a war and attacking, you get kind of maybe a bit nervous and everything. So it's a whole different situation, I guess. Yeah.
And it's like you don't want to. If you have like this might work or this will probably work, you don't want that. You want plans that will work.
Will work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this will be our last one. This was actually the one built by Agam, one of our builders, French builders. He built for the winner team. So yeah.
Again, on this multi Inferno in core.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
and it looks like he took outside like compartments that you usually have on the outside.
Yeah.
And just put them in the middle.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
That's a good approach. That's not bad. I mean, if you look at the base, we can see that the only closed compartments are the middle compartments. He has like 3 closed compartments, 4 closed compartments, 5, but that's it.
Yeah, that are the core compartments. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this setup with king and 2 scatters. If you leave that for backend, for example, for hybrid, you rip definitely, and multi is there also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whoever wants to do a hybrid or anything grounded here,
Yeah.
everything gets stuck on the king, and there's so much splash around.
But actually, there will be there will be a good place for queen charge, but you cannot get the CC, so it's really annoying to hit this base.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to clean one side with a blimp or anything.
Yeah,
like one scatter shot or something to do anything there.
Yeah.
What I really like is the single inferno between Town Hall and Eagle, kinda. So you try to. I mean, in my opinion, you should never ever get Town Hall and Eagle in the first 90 seconds of an attack, unless you really force it and kind of blimp one and queen shot at the upper side of the base. Then okay, but there should not be a serious attack where you get Eagle and Town Hall in the first 90 seconds of an attack.
Yeah. So what would you say, like base building wise, why this attack didn't work? What exactly on the base did cause most problems to him?
I think the problem was that he didn't know the power of his troops. I mean, his king. I'm not sure, but I think his king was supposed to take out the Eagle. I'm not sure if that was an accident, but I think he invested an ice golem there. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, he did actually.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just perfect. I mean, the attacker is like, this could work, but this would be close, and it's close, but it's not enough. And that's just perfect.
Nice evaluation.
Yeah. And the Town also worked, but then the Eagle is on the back end, and that's ripped. So you have to actually start the ladder from the left-hand side, but he already committed to the right-hand side. If he started the ladder from the left side, he would not have good pathing into the Mortar Inferno, which he doesn't have anyways. But
yeah, so
I think the ladder from the left side would be a lot better. But then there's a back end queen. That's not very nice.
Yeah. That's not ideal. Yeah. So what would be the best point about this space you would like to bring out? What do you like the most about it? What should the viewers get out of it most? Like, what should they use about it?
I like the combination at the 9 o'clock side. Always when I look at the base, I will like that. There are 2 things that I always notice. That's the scatter shots and the Inferno and Eagle. And for the scatter shots, there's one thing that I can really that I really like is the buildings are close to each other, but the path from one to another is pretty far actually. Like to get from one scatter shot to another, you're always in range of the other one, but until you get to the scatter shot, it takes a lot of time, and that's very, very important. So that's something that I always tell my streams is don't just protect single buildings, protect the connection between buildings, and this is just perfect in this case. He has 2 scatter shots next to each other. They protect each other, and you don't get both very easily. Second thing is the combination of the Eagle and the open wall. The open wall always forces the king in the single target Inferno range. Yeah. The Royal Champ is pulling him closer to the wall. And and if you're unlucky, the Royal Champ stands in that little dead zone, and you don't get the Royal Champ even. So just very good stuff.
Yeah. So that should be it with the bases, and now we'll jump onto our questions from the stream chat, and Fresh Air will take over and ask some of them.
All right. Me and Shaso will offer some insight here. one of the ones that I thought was important as far as building goes is maybe me or Shaso can answer this one is where do you start when you start building base? Do you have something in your head or do you just kind of throw a compartment out there and then build off of it? I know for me personally, I have at least a general plan of where I'm going to put the important stuff and then go from there. But what about you, Shaso? What do you think?
It's very different. Sometimes I have I've seen a base that I really like, and I try to copy something, maybe a concept or an idea. For example, on that base we just saw, I might want to copy the scattershot part with the king between. And then I build around that. But usually, if I start a base, I have no idea what to do. I start with the town hall compartments, and I try to stick to the rules, kind of. Like town hall, maybe CC next to the town hall, then don't have enough Z value around the CC. That's how I build my bases if I don't have something specific in mind.
Yeah, totally. And then what do you have to say about Tesla placements? Like, how does that vary from base to base, or where do you normally put your Teslas?
I either like with my Teslas. I mean, they are traps. They are not. In my opinion, they are not actually defenses. They are traps. And if I see that it's very easy to funnel on one side, or it's very, very important that you cannot funnel on one side, I invest the Teslas there. Or to mess up very good pathing. But usually I replace the Teslas after I tested the base, and then I decide for the last spot for them.
Awesome. All right, we'll do one more question from the stream chat here. When you're building a base, do you often have a specific strategy in mind, or by following the rules, as you say, is that kind of inherently defending a lot of strategies on its own?
What exactly do you mean by that? Sorry.
So, for example, when you start building base, are you thinking, I'm building this base to defend mainly hybrid and Yeti
okay.
Smash? Yeah.
It's hard one.
It depends. Like if I just had a war and in which 5 of my opponents only Yeti smashed and we lost, I immediately sit down and start building an anti-Yeti smash base.
Right.
I always have one base that is like very, very unlikely to get tripled by Yeti smash. You can triple everything with Yeti smash, I think, but I will always have one base that will defend the spam. So.
Right, totally.
Yeah, sometimes if I know my opponents and we play, for example, against clans that do a lot of Yeti Smash, I take this base, and then like I start by building against Yeti Smash, and then I adapt to the different strategies. But even if I do that, I look that I don't give too much that value, too much stuff, but then I have one strategy in mind to defend. Right. Other than that, I just try to build compartments that defend against everything.
Yeah, I think it's important for our viewers and those people who are aspiring builders. I think it's important for you guys to know that simply following the basic rules of base building and knowing the game will get you a lot of defenses. Even if you aren't baiting a specific strategy, it'll defend a lot of strategies on its own.
Yeah.
Anything else from the other admins?
Not really. Yeah, if we have no more questions from you, that should pretty much be it. Yeah.
Yeah, those were the best ones, I thought.
Oh, all right.
If there are any else, we could answer maybe, but I don't know.
What's the difference between the good base and bad attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's patient, it's about attack.
It's actually like okay. We should find a good base first, and that's many people think a good base is a base where you don't have a plan, but a good base is a base where everybody has the same plan, and that plan should not work. So if you have a good base, is a base where 90% of the people want to do the exact same entry, And if they don't know the you can trap the shit out of one entry. You can have 7 black mines against one entry. It doesn't matter if the base gets tripled with everything else. If everybody's trying the same entry, you can leave the other entries open. So that's a good base in my opinion. So when everybody has the same idea and that just doesn't work. And a bad attack is if you try an entry that is not baited, that is absolutely ridiculously just bad. Yeah, I don't know. If it would just never work, then if you can execute it however you want and it just doesn't work, or if you have a very good idea and then you mess up spells or whatever.
Awesome. Well, for those of you watching the stream, me and Hartek built a base for you guys. It'll be linked once we're done posting it. Anything else from the admins? And otherwise, we'll check out.
Yeah, no, pretty much that should be it. I would just like to thank everyone for joining tonight. I hope you got something informational out of this. So yeah, hope to see you all next time as well. And of course, thanks to Shaso for joining us. Yeah, it wouldn't
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will leave the base link and his links in the chat after the stream. Yeah, Region, you were saying.
I just have one question which we could answer. From Seal, what do you think about double scattershot compartments in current meta, and what's the best way to use them?
Double scattershot compartments, like one compartment with 2 scattershots in it.
Yeah, I think that he's thinking about that. Yeah.
Oof. I mean, that has to be a very, very big compartment. Otherwise, you should never do that.
Not sure if you solve compartments with 2 scatters and king between. I think that he's thinking about those compartments. If you ever seen this compartment before, like 2 scatters
the corner compartments. Are those corner compartments or?
Let's say yes. Yeah, corner compartment.
Okay. You can do in corners. You can do that because the queen, if you don't wall break, the queen will decide for one direction, and you just have to make sure that the queen will never step in, because then the scattershots are in the same compartments, but you cannot actually get both. You can have, like as I said earlier, it's okay to have scattershots close to each other. Just make sure you don't get through them too easy. Like one ability should not give you both scattershots.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that you have bad pathing into the scattershots. I mean, I don't want to say. I really don't want to say you should never do that. I would love to see a good double scattershot compartment. If you have one, please DM me.
We'll try to find something.
But I think we answered that. That's something like on Agam base or the last base with the 2 scatter, and the Shaso answer on that.
But that's 2 compartments, right?
Yeah, okay, but could be on the same compartment with that pathing, and could be double scatter compartment. But just they're separated in 2. But I think that's the same point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that should answer the question.
Yeah, hopefully. So once again, thanks everyone for joining, and special thanks to Shaso for being here tonight with us.
Thank you.
See you guys next time. Have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you. And goodbye. No thanks for Fresh Air for helping.
Yeah, of course. That's just I don't even need to mention that. Yeah, that's a normal thing.
Now I know which compartment you actually mean with the double scattershot compartment.
Yeah.
Ajay just sent me. I'm not a big fan of that. That's a huge investment. You can have that with CC. Okay, if you have it with CC and you cannot zap one, okay. But the thing is, this compartment is very vulnerable to dragons. This is very difficult with hybrid because you always get into one scatter very early. You can just freeze the first scatter. You can distract, like place an ice golem to tank for the scatter shot in many cases, because like if you have that compartment, you always have one scatter on the outside, kinda like very far on the outside.
Yeah,
And that's what I don't like. The pathing in the first scatter is just too good. The other one just doesn't.
yeah, and
Make
I
up
mean,
for that.
you just have to have CC around both scatters, because otherwise someone could sui both scatters with king and queen,
Yeah.
which will be the huge value. So it's
I mean,
tricky.
I would not agree that you have to have the CC there. You can have
Yeah.
two heroes, for example. I just remember one base from Eve where they have it, and they just did a sui for 2 scatter shots. Then rip. But if you have 2 heroes there, I know that they tweaked the base. They have 2 heroes there now, and it works better. But I mean, still not a big fan, because the other side is just so vulnerable. Then, like,
I agree with you. Just
yeah.
was sending an example. Yeah.
One thing I think is that a whole night of talking about base building wouldn't be enough for us. So yeah,
I think 1 week would not be enough.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, we should get going slowly.
Yeah, that should be it.
Yeah, thanks everyone again, and see you next time.
Now for real. Goodbye.